Tonight, is local land developer P.J. Seybolt trying to bribe members of Watertown City Council? Mayor Jeff Smith believes so and is asking the city's attorney to investigate. Plus, a candidate for the Jefferson County Legislature is facing a sexual misconduct suit. We hear tonight from the lawyer for the alleged victim. But first, a one-on-one conversation with Anthony DeBella. He tells us why he did what he did and asks for forgiveness as he's facing possibly life behind bars. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zach Grady. Garrett Domblewski is off this evening. Anthony DeBella says he's sorry for his actions, which led to the death of his sister. Now, as he is facing possibly life behind bars, the convicted killer sat down with 7 News anchor Diane Rutherford to tell us why and to take responsibility for his crimes.
I killed a family member, you know, someone who raised me when I was a little boy. We used to listen to John Denver together and take hikes together.
Anthony DeBella is talking about his sister, Wanda Paoli. The two were living at this Point Peninsula home. One day in April 2022, he repeatedly stabbed his sister in the head, neck, and face with a bayonet blade and an awl. He says he coated the weapons with a cream that contains silver.
Because it would prevent her from returning from the dead as a werewolf.
DeBella says he also believed his sister was a witch and the mother of the Antichrist.
Mental illness like schizoaffective disorder can make things seem very real, and I believe that that was real.
DeBella says his illness causes him to see things and hear things that aren't there. He's on medication now to control it. He started taking meds in 2003. He remembers the day he stopped taking them. On March 10th, 2019, he attended a healing service at a church and thought he was cured. 3 years later, he killed his sister.
Do you regret stopping your meds?
Yes. My sister'd be alive. I loved her, as crazy as that sounds.
DeBella, who pleaded guilty this summer to second-degree murder, has a message for his nephews, his sister's sons.
If it takes you a lifetime to forgive me, I pray you do. From the bottom of my heart, wish I was in her place. I wish I died.
DeBella was sentenced last month in Jefferson County Court to 18 years to life in prison. DeBella says he has something, quote, to look forward to, end quote. He plans to marry a woman he met while in jail. Diane Rutherford, 7 News.
Is a local developer, P.J. Seybolt, trying to bribe members of Watertown City Council? Mayor Jeff Smith says he is, while Seybolt says no. 7 News reporter Brendan Straub spoke to them both Tuesday, as well as other members of council for their reaction.
That's a bribe. I'm not for sale.
Watertown Mayor Jeff Smith raises his concerns about a recent chain of emails city leaders received from developer P.J. Seybolt, where Seybolt offers to pay back taxes on his Main Avenue commercial property if the mayor or council member Sarah Campo-Pierce reveals the names of people who are behind a Facebook page called the City of Watertown meme page. The taxes are $60,000. Seybolt disputes they are owed. If the names are revealed, Seybolt says he would also donate thousands of dollars to different charities chosen by the mayor and councilmember Campo-Pierce and provide free indoor golf cart storage to the city.
He has an obligation to pay taxes, and he's telling myself and the councilwoman, if we do certain things, he then will pay us.
Some find the Facebook page funny. Seybolt considers it bullying and says he isn't bribing anyone.
Trying to classify it as a bribe in any way, shape, or form is just very disingenuous.
Councilmember Lisa Ruggiero, an often target of the meme page, doesn't call Seybolt's offer a bribe. She doesn't see how Seybolt benefits from the deal, other than learning who is behind the Facebook page.
The mayor has publicly said on the radio during an interview that he knows who's behind it, but again tonight he's chosen not to reveal that. The question is why?
A statement from Campo-Pierce aligns Ruggiero with Seybolt and questions why saying, quote, "My opponent is seeking to give this individual special treatment. In contrast, everyday citizens are expected to just pay their taxes, no bribes required." Fresh in the chair, City Attorney Kristen Smith will look at the Seybolt emails thoroughly and do researched the mayor's request Monday night. The developer's deal, however, is pulled. Semayo says it's no longer on the table after the city voted 3-2 to store golf carts elsewhere. The no votes from Smith and Ruggiero. Brendan Straub, 7 News.
A civil lawsuit is alleging that sexual misbehavior occurred between 2011 and 2015 involving an individual who headed up St. Lawrence County's Human Resource Department. That man, Christopher Bulio, is now running for Jefferson County Legislature. 7 News reporter Lexi Bruning with the details of the lawsuit and comments from the lawyer of Bulio's accuser.
This lawsuit, filed in state Supreme Court in Canton last Thursday, lays out alleged sexual misconduct filed by a St. Lawrence County woman against Christopher Bulio, a candidate for Jefferson County legislator. The documents say both the woman and Bulio worked for St. Lawrence County between 2011 and 2015. Bulio, as the Human Resources Director, she worked in the probation department. Court papers allege Bulio passed the woman's office 5 to 6 times a day and would ask the woman over to his apartment for dinner and drinks. And on one occasion, quote, touched her stomach under her breast and rubbed his hand down her side toward her hip area.
Under New York State penal law, that's a misdemeanor.
The woman's lawyer, Greg Teresi, says the civil complaint was filed under the Adult Survivors Act, signed into law by Governor Kathy Hochul in May 2022. It allows survivors who are over the age of 18 when their assault occurred to sue alleged abusers, regardless of when it occurred. Teresi says the statute of limitations has passed to file a criminal complaint.
My client thought long and hard as to whether she wanted to go down this road, but she felt she had to do it for not only herself, but for other women out there that are potentially looking for the strength to face their attackers as well.
In a statement to 7 News, Bulio says the complaint is politically motivated and says, quote, I have not worked for St. Lawrence in nearly 10 years. I would like nothing more than to respond publicly, but with respect to the process, I must refrain. Bulio won the Republican primary for District 10 legislator in June and will be on the ballot in November. Teresi says this has nothing to do with politics.
There's absolutely nothing political about this. This is all about seeking justice for my client. This is all about sending a message to the misogynists around the world that seem to think that they can do whatever they want. Those days are over.
The woman's name is in the court paperwork. 7 News doesn't identify victims of alleged sexual crimes. She is suing Bulio for an undisclosed amount of money. Lexi Bruning, 7 News.
Emily Griffin in the Weather Center tonight. Let's head over there for a first look at tonight's forecast.
Hi, Grady. We have a really nice night ahead of us, coming off of a beautiful day. We had a high of 83 today. Of course, tonight it is going to be a little bit cooler than that, but still quite warm considering the time of year. We have a low of 59 degrees, just teetering on the edge of 60 degrees. Some folks will see that 60-degree threshold overnight, so you really don't need to layer on the blankets tonight. It's going to be very comfortable to just sleep with the window open and call it a day. And then we do have a nice day on deck for tomorrow as well. So just kind of taking a quick peek, I will tell you we've got highs back up in the 80s for tomorrow. Something to look forward to. I'll tell you a little bit about the rest of the week ahead in full weather.
Thanks, Emily. For the first time in U.S. history, the Speaker of the House has been removed from his position as leader of the chamber. By a vote of 216 to 210, lawmakers booted Speaker Kevin McCarthy. That throws the House into an unprecedented territory and in search of a new speaker. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
In a dramatic showdown, the House ousted Kevin McCarthy from his job as Speaker, making him the first Speaker ever removed by a House vote. McCarthy spoke Tuesday evening, announcing he will not seek another run at the position.
I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
Chaos is Speaker McCarthy.
McCarthy's key GOP rival, Matt Gaetz of Florida, sparked the historic move by forcing the vote on the motion to vacate.
The reason Kevin McCarthy went down today is because nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy.
You all know Matt Gaetz. You know it was personal.
The now former Speaker angered right-flank members of his party by working with Democrats on a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. Before today's vote, McCarthy said he was prepared for the outcome.
Keeping government open and paying our troops was the right decision. I stand by that decision.
And at the end of the day, if I have to lose my job over it, so be it.
Moments after the vote to remove McCarthy, his close ally, Patrick McHenry of North Carolina, was named Speaker pro tempore. Over the weekend, the country just narrowly avoided a government shutdown, but that fix was only temporary. The clock is ticking. That short deal runs out in 43 days. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The recent cyber attack at Claxton Hepburn Medical Center in Ogdensburg is providing students at SUNY Canton with a lesson. Cybersecurity professor Minghua Yang says the Lockbit software that attacked Claxton Hepburn is extremely dangerous for organizations that don't take precautions by securing their data and cyber information. Wang points out most of the information that was taken is not considered valuable. He says this is because the hospital turned off its internet halfway through the attack.
If we don't stop them in the middle, they will continue the attack process to the end. They will encrypt your whole database and then make your whole hard drive to be encrypted. Okay, and then all your data will get lost.
He plans to use the Claxton Hepburn case as an example in his classroom, saying the best way for businesses to prevent cyber attacks is to have intrusion prevention and detection software. He adds that to also have backup hard drives and ransom insurance. The Watertown City School District is considering adding a new position to its staff, a school safety officer. The Board of Education met Tuesday night, holding a public hearing to discuss the new position's employment agreement. The Safety School Officer is a pilot program or a newly created position, one that differs from a school resource officer, which the district already has 2 of on the payroll. Those on the board say the main two differences between an SRO and an SSO, first, the pay, and secondly, the school safety officer does not have the authority to make an arrest.
The student safety officer would be in addition to that team. That person would be able to work with our students and our staff to ensure that our buildings are safe. They provide education to our students, to our parents, and to our community. And their presence here would help to build relationships with students as well.
The school district will meet again on October 17th to vote on the proposed SSO employment agreement. Still to come tonight, Mel Busler takes us to the pitch for your North Country Sports Report.
Hey, Zach, we'll check in on the Carthage boys soccer team. That story in sports.
Plus, North Country job seekers are dusting off their resume as almost 50 employers are open for business for this year's Workplace Job Fair when 7 News continues.
From the North Country's news station, you're watching 7 News Tonight with Garrett Domblewski. Tonight's weather with John Kubis. And your North Country sports with Mel Busler.
The winning lotto numbers for Tuesday, the daily evening numbers, 466, and the win for 6085. More than 600 open positions from almost 50 employers. North Country job seekers dusted off their resumes for Tuesday's Workplace Job Fair. From law enforcement to healthcare, hospitality, and even bus drivers, 47 employers were seeking to fill the more than 600 available jobs at the event hosted at the Hilton Garden Inn in Watertown. One of those employers, Carthage Center, the hospital looking for some nurses, both LPNs and certified nursing assistants.
This is our first time, so it seems to be great. I'm hoping that we'll continue to go to different job fairs and other ones and maybe come back next year.
More than 200 job seekers turned out Tuesday for the Fall Job Fair. An expansion of New York's move over law will soon mean you need to move over when you see a broken down vehicle on the shoulder or side of the road. The law, which is already on the books, meant that you had to move over on the highway when passing an ambulance, first responders, police, and roadside workers. Governor Kathy Hochul signed the new Slow Down Move Over law Monday, expanding it to include disabled vehicles. Those sponsoring the legislation say it will help avoid and reduce collisions, a sentiment that spokespersons for the AAA organization echoes.
An average of 24 emergency responders, including tow technicians, are killed on the roadside each year. So that's, a life taken in this line of work.
The expansion of the law will go into effect in April of 2024. And finally, tonight, you can expect your cell phone to go off Wednesday as the Federal Emergency Management Agency tests its alert system. The alert will be sent out at 2:20 Wednesday afternoon. FEMA is testing 2 alert systems, the Emergency Alert System and the Wireless Emergency Alerts. The agency wants to make sure that the system is working properly. This, again, is only a test. At 2:20 Wednesday afternoon, your cell phone will go off, as well as TV and radio stations. Emily Griffin is in the Weather Center tonight. She's back after the break with your full forecast.
Now, tonight's weather.
What a treat of a day we had once again. I mean, we have just been having this span of really warm weather that might seem like it's a fluke, but it has been so many days in a row now that I'm starting to believe it's just summertime again. It is not, and we do have some cooler temperatures on their way, so if you are absolutely fed up with these warm conditions, hang tight because things will be changing. Now, we do have very dry and clear conditions not only for tonight, but also into tomorrow once again. So if you're a stargazer, maybe get outside tonight with a little telescope and see some of those stars. Should be quite the display. As for the rest of the state, another clear night for them as well. Everyone's looking good under a high pressure system, keeping us high and dry. It's been a hot minute since we've seen some rain, but fear not if you're hoping that we get some soon. We do. As for tomorrow, nice and sunny and gorgeous once again. Highs even warmer than we saw today. We had a high of 83 today. That gets even warmer for tomorrow. Now, as we go through the futurecast here, we can see that the highs right around noon are going to be around 78, and then keep going through the day and we hit those 80s. Take a look right now at Messina, 5 o'clock tomorrow, 86 degrees. Absolutely unreal. So for tomorrow, you definitely want to get outside and soak up that last bit of warm weather before things do take a turn at the end of this week. Sunny conditions are perfect for going to the pumpkin patch, having a nice dinner out on the patio, any of those fall activities that might be a little bit more difficult when it's raining or colder. So taking us through to Thursday, we have more comfortable sleeping conditions as well. We get around 60s or upper 50s for that, and then we hop right back up into the 70s very, very quickly. 9 a.m., we're already in the mid-70s for some areas there. We see 73s and 74s by 9 a.m. Thursday. The thing that's different about Thursday is we do have some clouds building up. Those are going to result in some more cloud cover for Friday and bringing in some precipitation. So, as I mentioned, if you are so tired of the sunny skies and warm summer-like temperatures, take a look at this weekend because things do change quite drastically. So it's still warm on Friday, don't get me wrong. It still has a high around 72, but we do bring in some rain. Saturday and Sunday, rain continues, but look at how the temperatures plunge. We go from having highs in the 80s today and tomorrow to having a high of 53 on Sunday. And then on Monday and Tuesday, early into next week, cold as well. Monday, as a reminder, is Columbus Day. Many of us may have the day off. You're probably going to want to stay inside, if anything, or maybe get some errands done with shopping or groceries or stuff like that because it looks to be quite drizzly and cloudy for that day, a little bit cold. But overall, yes, enjoy the day tomorrow and Thursday before we get some rain.
Now your North Country Sports.
Time for your Toyota Sports Report. The Carthage boys soccer team hosted General Brown and won by a score of 3-1. For the Comets, a chance to improve their chances, of earning a spot in sectionals later this fall. The Comets are currently 4-5-2 overall, 1-2-1 in the division. Coach Joe Minot sees bright spots with his team so far this season.
I think we're, as a team as a whole, we're progressing, we're getting better. We've tried some different things. We've lost some tough games, an overtime game, a 1-0 game. A couple games we didn't play our best, but I think, maybe the Frontier League probably doesn't get all the credit that it deserves. We have some pretty good teams up here. But yeah, I think we're trying some things, and hopefully by the time we qualify for sectionals at some point, we're ready to go for sectionals and things are where they need to be.
We've definitely had a lot of progress since the beginning of the season. A lot of players have improved greatly, and I'm very optimistic about our chances for sectionals.
We've improved greatly recently,
Every day in practice, we put in hard work. Everybody tries their best no matter where they play on the field, and we're hoping to make sectionals pretty close.
Carthage saw a big group leave to graduation, but a strong group of experienced players returned for this year.
This year we actually brought back quite a bit of our core. We graduated 13 kids, which was a lot, but a lot of the guys that play every day for us actually returned. And we were fortunate enough, we've gotten a couple foreign exchange kids that have been really helpful, and we have a couple of kids, military kids that have moved in that have taken some roles from those guys that, that graduated. So we're I'd say 50-50 split of some new guys and some veterans from, that have been here for 2 or 3 years.
The goal, of course, is to make sectionals. Coach Minot and his players hoping not only of making sectionals, but opening some eyes once they're in.
I think we got a shot at making sectionals. We have hopefully some more winnable games, in the future. We're turning things around. Again, like you said, we've had a couple of tough games. I think if we stay focused, keep working hard, I think we have a shot. And then, at that point, you just prepare for whatever opponent you get.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm very, very happy with how we've played so far. And like I said, we've progressed a lot throughout the season, gotten better with each consecutive game. So when sectional time comes around, I think we have a great chance to win, sir.
I think we're the underdogs in the tournament coming in. We've got people that can do whatever they need to, no matter where they play. A couple of secret weapons, and I think we can go far.
No matter what the postseason holds, it's been a good ride so far by this talented group of Comets. Plenty of other soccer to report on this Tuesday. We have highlights from a couple of girls' games. East Division leader Chattagay Colton Pierpont. The Colts' Haley Delaney lobs the pass to Ashley Woods for the shot that misses just wide. Woods to Alyssa Green, who sends the ball just under the crossbar, snagged by Chattagay keeper Kaylin Morgan. Allison Johnston crosses the ball. Colts goalie Kendall Lamora makes the save. In the second sudden victory overtime, Tegan Planty chips the ball past the goalie, but misses the far post. Less than 2 minutes later, Chattagay attacking. Ireland LaPlante tips the ball past the goalie for the golden goal. Bulldogs remain unbeaten in the East with a 1-0 win over Colton Pierpont. Also in the East, Parishville Hopkinton hosting Brushton Myra. PH's Eliza Colbert with the shot. Jasmine Taylor makes the stop. Parishville attacking on the cross. The ball is tipped by the keeper to thwart Colbert on the rebound. Colbert through a crease and off the goalpost. The game remains tied. In the second half, on a Brushton corner kick, deflects off the defender, but keeper Kelsey Farnsworth grabs the save. Big chance for Brushton Myra on penalty kicks in overtime, but Addison Mitchell will ring this shot off the goalpost. On a corner kick, Taya Whitehill gets the body on the ball, but Farnsworth narrowly saves. This game ends in a scoreless overtime tie. Tonight's local scoreboard's brought to you by Kraft 836 Canteen on Coffeen Street in Watertown, featuring crafted specialty pizzas, shareable appetizers, desserts, and sandwiches. For great food to go or eat in, it's Kraft 836 Canteen. Boys High School soccer, Lyme over Alexandria, Lafargeville blanks Copenhagen. It was Belleville Henderson over Sackett's Harbor, South Jefferson nips Lowville, Carthage a winner over General Brown, Canton defeats Salmon River. Governor a winner over Malone, Parishville Hopkinton shuts out Brushton Myra, Messina over Norwood Norfolk, OFA beats Potsdam. Girls High School soccer scoreless tie, Brushton Myra, Parishville Hopkinton, Chattagay over Colton Pierpont, Lisbon beats Edwards Knox, Herman DeKalb over Norwood Norfolk, Madrid Waddington over St. Regis Falls, St. Lawrence Central defeats Tupper Lake. Girls High School swimming, Lowville over South Lewis. It was Watertown defeating South Jefferson, Beaver River over Thousand Islands. Elsewhere, Malone a winner over Governor, Potsdam Downs OFA, St. Lawrence Central over Messina. High school at volleyball, Canton over Salmon River, Tupper Lake Downs, Clifton Fine, Messina a winner over OFA. Girls Section 3 tennis, Oneida over South Jefferson. Zach Grady coming in after this timeout.
Thank you for joining us tonight.